It's a compilation of common phrases that you might not know the origin of. Boom. Then I want like explosions after that. Like,
Just be like the tiniest little poo poo.
yeah, like a poof. Poof.
I did a Days of Our Lives cake yesterday. Someone called it and was like, "Can you?"
Wait, have that in the podcast. Keep it in the podcast.
So I don't know. Have I said before that I'm a cake decorator?
I don't know, but revamp it.
Hopefully
Just
not.
recycle it.
Recycle it.
Reduce, reuse, recycle. Recycle the information.
So yesterday, someone called in and was like, "Can you do like the Days of Our Lives?" And I was like, "Well, it's copyright, so no." And so she's like, "Well, can you at least do like an hourglass?" I was like, "I can try."
Oh,
So
okay. So they wanted
I
the
did like,
logo of Days of Our Lives, like
yeah,
the
like they,
legit.
yeah,
Did they say why?
not really. It was for a birthday, so
And the
happy
person just
birthday.
really into a soap opera,
Yeah,
an American soap opera.
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
That is so rare.
It was so funny. I was like, because it was another lady that was working at the time. She took the order, but she was like, "This is one of the weirdest orders I've ever taken."
Is that your weirdest one now? Is the Days of Our Lives cake?
No,
For
there's been
that's
weird.
not a. What's the
Oh, okay, so
weirdest?
should I tell such as random stories about weird cake orders?
Yeah, well, is Days of Our Lives like top 3?
I mean, I guess it depends, like how you like what you count as weird, because there's different definitions of
Well,
like
that's
weird.
I count that as like weird because it's I mean, it's a soap opera, a
Uh-huh.
daytime soap opera
Yeah,
that runs when most of America is working.
yeah. This is like
And it's
usually
a
like older
soap
people.
opera. Soap
Yep.
opera meaning it's so old that soap companies would advertise during when it would like air.
I
And
didn't
that's why
know
it's called
that.
soap opera.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
That's a fun fact.
Yeah, it is. I didn't know
That's
that
how it's
one.
so old.
So isn't that the one that isn't Days of of Our Lives the one that your mom watches?
No, my mom has watched The Young and the Restless since
Yes. What?
1979
Oh,
or
okay.
8. One of the two. She watches The Young and the Restless, and then every like once in a while she will go through spurts of The Bold and the Beautiful. And this is even why do I even know this? I do I don't research this. I just it's like the Kardashians. Don't watch the show, but I obtain their knowledge, and I don't want
Mhm.
to. I just I learn about them, and I don't want to. It's just like scrolling and living my life. I learn about them. Don't want to, but it happens. Same thing with The Young and the Restless and The Bold and the Beautiful. So before Marvel like had the Avengers and they did all these crossovers in the
Mhm.
movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe,
Yeah.
they did that on The Bold and the Beautiful and The Young and the Restless. So they would have like they'd have like intertwined stories.
Oh my goodness. It's like watching a Disney Channel when I was growing up.
It was like that. So when I would watch that, I'd be like, "Oh my gosh, so and so is this? What was it like? The Sweet Life on Deck?"
Yep.
And then, but it was that so Sweet Life on Deck. So it was that so Raven,
No, I think it was
or was she? Or
they've
was
done a lot.
Raven at the? They've done whatever. They've done so many. But when I was excited to watch those, my mom was like, "Yep, seen that, done that. They've done that."
Yeah. I think the Sweet Life one was like Wizards of Waverly Place, Sweet Life on Deck, and then what was the third one? Is it Hannah Montana? Maybe not.
Yeah, but Raven was. That's how Raven was on it.
Was she on that one?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember that for some reason. I mean, I remember Wizards on there.
I
Anyways,
remember him. Yeah.
so yeah, so there's been a lot of like weird cakes. So one I didn't take an order for, and we can't because it's against company policy. But one of my coworkers was helping this guy trying to order a cake for I think his mom or something, and he was like, "Can you put two naked ladies on this cake?" I was like,
What
"No."
for his
Like,
mom?
for his, I think it was his mom. Yeah, And I was like, no. They're
Oh
like,
my goodness.
yeah. So it was like, it's
Like
just weird how
outlaw.
people.
I don't want to know. Why am I asking questions? I don't want to know the details. Nude women.
Yeah,
Nude
on
women
your
on a
mom's
cake.
cake. Yep.
Be like, make it yourself. I don't
N-
know.
Yeah,
So that
that's
is that the weirdest?
one of the weirdest. Yeah,
That's
and then
one of the okay, so these are
yeah,
already so horrible.
yeah, that's probably is like the weirdest, like the creepiest, because like the guy. So it's my coworker that took the order. She told him no, obviously, but like
Mhm.
he was like getting frustrated because we wouldn't do what he wanted, and then he
Yeah.
goes, "Fine, just make it a cake that's ornery." And I was like,
That's
"What?
what?
Ornery?
What's that?
Like, what's the definition? It's like,
What's
let
that?
me."
I don't speak French. And I'm surprised that he speaks French. He knows that word.
He knows French. Yeah, but he was like going off and saying that like, oh well, this other store will do it here, like in
Well, why
Nebraska or
don't
whatever. And I
you
was like,
do it there?
exactly. I was like, that's not what the
Don't
company
give
does.
don't give me
Like,
your customers always right crap.
yeah, exactly.
So you did a day. So for the Days of Our Lives cake, did you just do an hourglass then?
Yeah, pretty much. I think I sent you a photo. But yeah, I just like did like the cloudy
Oh
background and
yeah,
then
I
the
didn't know that that's what it was for. I thought it was like a countdown to death.
I don't. I think their intro, because like my coworkers were reciting the intro.
Oh
They were
god.
like, "These are the sands of time, and these are the days of our lives," or something like that. So
Mhm.
yeah. So Henri is bad tempered and combative. So just like I don't know, it was weird. So like
What
basically, because
the
they wanted it colorful and Henri, and I was like, I don't know what this means. So yeah, so I just made it. So I did like black trim, black writing, and like put some color like squiggles on it, like because we call this like a confetti or streamer cake. So like you put like stripes of like streamers down the sides. But I was like, this is like I don't know how to do Henri. This is it was just odd. So
How do you spell this word?
Henri, Ornery.
I've
Yeah,
never heard that word in my life, and I
really?
never. I'm hearing it now for the first time.
Yeah, it must be like a southern Minnesota, like Iowa thing.
I've never. Who in there? I think I'm gonna use it in my everyday life now,
Do it.
just to confuse people and throw them
It's like
off. That
being
is
Henri.
so weird. Okay.
It's a weird word to say. Yeah.
All right, weirdo. We're okay with your weird naked cake.
Some other ones. I don't know. I have to like scroll through some of my stuff, but I had one person want me to put a bunch of poop emojis on it.
Ew.
And I was like, that's kind of gross.
That's unsavory. Ew.
Yeah. So yeah, and they wanted me to like spell shit, but we can't because company policy. So I had to like blur out the word
So
or
did you
like put
just
like
do like
censor it,
SH and then do like
like an
the F
asterisk or
symbol and
something.
like dingbats and all this other stuff on it?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yep.
But
That's
the customer loved it, so I was like, okay, cool. I wonder if I have a photo of that one.
I don't know. I definitely think the Days of Our Lives cake is the most random
It was very random.
funny to me. It's just it's the most funny to me. Henri.
Ornery. Yeah, I've also I have to show you. So like today, I also made a safari cake for a 70-year-old because this lady she called in yesterday or a couple days ago and she's like, I need a cake for a 70-year-old. I was like, okay, what were you thinking? She goes, well, we're doing a safari theme. It's like, okay. So I just like drew a bunch of animals.
Wait a second.
Yes.
Sorry for interrupting. I wasn't even listening.
I could tell in your face you were listening at all.
I'm sorry, the wheels were turning because I was like, what in the heck is Henri? And I'm like, okay. So then I Google it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't say it like you.
Oh, what do you say?
Because it's Ornery, right?
Yeah, that's what I said.
I don't say it like you at all.
How do you say it?
I say ornery.
That's like almost the same thing.
No, you said Henri. And I'm like, what?
Ornery. Yeah, Ornery.
Say it again.
Ornery.
I say, I say,
Ornery. Because you have that
I say
like
ornery. Yeah,
very
ornery.
heavy upper Minnesotan like accent.
Oh
I
my
feel like
god,
that's
so I
why.
do know what it means.
Good job. This is like another like
It's like
McGrimace
the
thing.
Reese. It's like the Reese's Pieces. All of a sudden, I was like,
Reese's.
what?
Yeah. I
Oh
forgot
my
which one was
gosh.
right.
Or, or.
Ornery.
I
Oh
was seriously
goodness.
gonna leave this episode and go ask Mr. Kendra. I'm like, have you ever heard this weird word called Ornery?
I want you to ask him, please, and see what he says.
I
Like, see,
wonder.
like, what is your pronunciation of this word? Just show him the word, the spelling, and see what he says.
He'll probably. I think he'll say ornery.
Ornery, yeah,
Ornery.
ornery. Oh
Okay,
man.
go. I'm sorry about. I was really sorry about interrupting about the safari cake. Okay, it was a safari cake.
Yeah, it was just a safari cake for a 70-year-old.
That's
That's pretty
fun.
much it. That is cute. I liked
That's
how it turned out.
that's
I'll have to
fun.
send you that one too. I can't find the shit cake.
Henri. I was like, it sounds like a French man, like a French fella. Oh
Ornery.
my god,
Ornery.
I say it like completely. Yeah, I just say it completely different. I know the word.
Oh
I just
man.
I say it very differently. I'm a visual
Oh,
learner. I have to see it in front of me, so then it makes sense. And I go, oh, okay. Oh, yes, I do remember this cake. Oh my god. I do
which
see
one?
how it looks like the days of our lives without being the days of our lives. See,
Yeah.
I remember getting it without context. I just thought that they were making fun of the person that like time is running out of the
Mhm.
hourglass and you are dying.
Oh, sure.
That's how I
Yeah.
took it without context.
Sure. Yeah.
Mhm. I was like, "Oh, that's really dark."
Happy birthday, time is up.
Yep, happy birthday. Time's a ticking. Time's a wasting.
Oh man.
I'd get a cake, of Inca.
Oh yes.
Of my little sweet little Pomeranian Inca.
That'd be hard to try to draw somebody's pet though, because like if you don't do it right, then it's like, ooh.
I'd be very upset.
Yeah, that's the challenging part.
I'd freak out. No, I wouldn't. I would just be like, "Who's that?" You'd be like, "You wanted Inca, right?" Like, "Oh
What is this
yeah,
fur ball?
what is this photo?"
Ask Mr. Kendra how he pronounces this word, please.
How do you spell it again?
Ornery.
How do you pronounce the word Ornery? I can't because it's a pronunciation thing. Because Katrina said it like
Spell it again.
Ornery. He says it like me.
Dang it!
Katrina says it like on. She said Henri, and I was
Ornery.
like, "Who is this French man?" He says ornery too.
Aw, dang it.
She says Reese's instead of recess pieces,
You're just
and
calling me out.
Henri instead of ornery.
Henry.
Henri. Henri, hey Henri, would you like a croissant?
I'm Henry.
Henri.
Oh no. See, when you say it like that, it does sound like a name. Dang it. Oh no.
Oh yes.
Oh, so since it's the first week of September, I've already gotten a PSL. Pumpkin spice latte. Oot oot.
Oh my god, it has a name. It has a abbreviated term.
That's an acronym. Ooh,
Oh, it
fancy.
has. Ugh.
It's delicious. I got an iced pumpkin spice latte, and that's what I'm drinking because it is 8:30 at night.
Oh my god. I wouldn't sleep for days. I had a Baja Blast today
Ooh.
because we bought him in can form.
Oh yeah. I kind of
And
forgot to
I
do that.
have drank 2 this week before 8 o'clock this morning. Or 8 o'clock in the morning.
Okay, that's not as bad as I thought you were gonna say like chug them at night, and I was like, you
No.
wouldn't fall asleep.
No, because I left whatever. I didn't want to make coffee. I was running late. I needed more caffeine. So I just grabbed a Baja Blast and like chugged it before I went to work. It's weird to drink pop in the morning.
I agree,
It
but
feels weird.
eh.
Whatever. Yeah. Had to do what I had to do.
Mhm.
Desperate times. Cause for Baja Blasts.
That's gonna be the outro. Oh no. Hey Wanderers, welcome back to the Foolish Wanderers podcast, the podcast about anything and everything. Today it's going to be more of a chill episode. We're going to go through an article on BuzzFeed that Kendra found called The Original Meaning of 8 Phrases You Probably Use All the Time.
A lot of them are very dark. Very, very dark.
Yes.
Just it's just an FYI.
Yeah, so very quick trigger warning. This episode will contain,
Mentions of violence and suicide.
there you go, gun violence and suicide.
Mhm.
Yes.
Listener's discretion is advised, as it always is,
Yes, but
because I have an art degree.
oh man. Alright, shall we begin?
Guess we shall. For my curations.
Yes, I'll find all of the BuzzFeed articles that are fascinating. I haven't been on BuzzFeed in forever though. Like,
I only really use it now for the shopping filter, the shopping pages that they have.
yeah.
It's got great. Oh my gosh, it's so addicting. It's dangerous because they'll have lists that they'll have like 48 things under $20 that you'll use whatever. You'll be glad that you bought. Or they'll
Mhm.
have gift ideas, birthday things. Yeah, it's great. Very useful.
I guess yeah, those are fun. I
Mhm.
guess too, like I used to like looking at the weird things like you found, like the weird factoid
They don't
things.
do that much anymore.
I saw a TikTok the other day. It was like somebody saying like the downfall of BuzzFeed, and I'm
It
like,
is.
yeah, like even like their YouTube channels, like they just kind of got after like all the main like OG people left,
Yep.
it just went down.
Yep. The golden age has left and now it's in the dark ages.
Yeah. Did you see who was it? It was Ashley and is it her name starts with an S. Anyways, two of the one of the girls from Ladylike and Ashley, they got married recently, like within a month ago. And I was like, I didn't know that they were even together, so that really shocked me.
Who are these people?
Let's see.
Congratulations to them. But who are these people? Are they used to YouTubers?
So they were on the BuzzFeed YouTube channel.
Okay.
Let's see.
Uh,
Ashley and what is her name? Chantel. Yeah. So Ashley was like kind of like a producer, and she was also a face on some of the videos, and then Chantel was on Ladylike a lot. So BuzzFeed people that I watched, I didn't know
oh,
that.
they got married and you didn't know?
Uh-huh. It just like popped up on TikTok, and I was like,
It's just like, hey, they got married.
yep, pretty much.
Well, congratulations to them.
Yes.
What was their episode about?
Our episode.
Yeah.
Just random things on BuzzFeed.
Thank you. I completely forgot all of a sudden we just started talking about random people's weddings.
Yeah.
All right. All right, here we go. All right, the first article we're going to go through is called Here's the History of 8 Different Sayings You Probably Use but Have No Idea Why. So it's
Ooh.
just the origins of these sayings, and a lot of them are pretty dark. So,
I feel like a lot of sayings like are really dark. I haven't looked through this list, so I don't know if I should say any, but like there's a lot of like common phrases come from very dark places.
I mean, the same with like fairy tales,
Yeah,
and
that's true.
yeah, so everything comes from a dark place.
Yes.
Mhm.
Hello, Inca.
Yep, Inca agrees. All right, so here we go. Here is the history of common phrases. Number 1, the phrase drinking the Kool-Aid. I feel like everyone knows that this is cult related off the bat,
I I think majority of people,
but they
but
don't know what like about the cult, right?
sure, yeah,
Yep, right.
probably
Okay.
majority, yeah.
So this is the phrase drinking the Kool-Aid is often used when referring to someone who is wholeheartedly pledging their allegiance to a cause or a function, sometimes without fully considering the ramifications of their actions. The phrase actually references the Jonestown Massacre in 1978, the single incident of intentional civilian death recorded in American history before 9/11.
Although I feel like so part of the thing that always creeps me out about this is like, didn't some people leave or escape right before this happened?
I think so, but then I think he shot them or something. I don't know.
Oh,
We're gonna get into it.
okay.
Here we at least just a little bit, like a little. We're just gonna put our toe in the water.
Okay.
There's some really good there's tons of
Oh,
podcasts that go into the Jonestown Massacre
mhm.
that'll go all through Jim Jones.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jim Jones, a preacher and cult leader, began the People's Temple of the Disciples of Christ in 1954, originally gathering with his followers in his home state of Indiana before moving the temple to California. Jones became known for displays of activism, faith healing, and the encouragement of communal living. Yeah, communes, sometimes scream cult, right off the
Yeah.
bat, right?
Hmm.
Yep. Okay, so despite this, cases of abuse were perpetrated from followers who had left the temple, and negative media portrayals of Jones's controlling personality further pushed Jones to begin searching for a new home. So a bunch of bad press, basically.
Hmm.
The community settled on a plot of land in Guyana named Jonestown. So Guyana's in South America. Okay, so originally homing over 900 People's Temple members at its peak, the commune quickly deteriorated as Jones' paranoia and drug use increased. Due to growing concern from temple members, family members in the United States, California Senator Leo Ryan traveled to Guyana with a few members of his administration and camera crews on a fact finding mission. While there, Ryan announced that he could find nothing wrong with the commune, although a few members secretly passed a note saying that they'd like to leave. Altogether, a handful of 900 members elected to return to California with the senator. However, when the group returned to the airstrip to leave, Jones ordered the group executed, and security forces with a gun approached the group, killing 5, including Senator Ryan, and wounding 11 others before one aircraft was able to take off.
I forgot that that happened. For some reason in my head, I thought that they like that group was able to leave, but oh,
Icky.
it's so gross. Cause
It's
like,
so it's so creepy that they had to pass him notes to be like, "Get me the heck out of here."
well, yeah, cause you're so afraid. Cause like, you don't know who's like on your side and who's gonna
Mhm.
tell on you. And
Squeal. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Ugh. Okay, so at the commune, Jones announced that it was time to make the ultimate sacrifice. The group mixed cyanide with flavor aid, so like Kool-Aid.
Basically Kool-Aid, yeah.
Yep, basically Kool-Aid, and drank it. Wait, is flavor aid like a offshoot, like an off-brand of Kool-Aid?
I think so. Let me look it
Is
up
it
quick.
just like generic Kool-Aid? Flavor aid?
I'll make it, yeah.
Because it doesn't sound as fun. Like the Kool-Aid man isn't gonna, fly through the Jonestown walls and be like, "Oh yeah," right?
come, come join me. Be free.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so Flavor Aid was a gel search product first sold in 1929, and it was a rival of Kool Aid, which was introduced in 1927. So
Okay.
Kool Aid was first, and Flavor Aid was second.
Got it. So, sad sack Kool-Aid.
Kind
The
of, yeah.
B squad
And
of
B Squad Flavor Aid.
flavor sugar water. Okay, so the group mixed cyanide with the B squad of Kool-Aid. Couldn't afford Kool-Aid, had to get Flavor Aid. And they drank it. The effects were fatal and took effect in a number of minutes. When law enforcement returned to Guyana, over 900 people had died of poisoning, and Jones himself was found dead in his office after shooting himself in the head.
It's so
Dark.
part. It's dark, and the thing that really irritates me too is like the leader was like, "Oh, I'll join you," but takes a cop way out. He didn't have to go through all the pain of drinking cyanide because that
Ugh.
messes you up, and that his was quick, but
Would you
everybody else
burn from
like,
the inside out? Like
yep,
bleed, your stomach bleeds lining?
yep,
Okay,
yep,
yeah.
pretty much, yeah.
Uh, okay,
And then
since
too, sorry.
what?
I was just gonna say too, it's just like to me, there's so many people that were still there that didn't want to drink it, but they were forced to.
Basically
That's
brainwashed, yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yep. Okay, so since this event, the phrase has been adopted in casual conversation, newspaper coverage, and political debates alike. Obviously, the most notable difference between the statement and the actual event is that the People's Temple members drank Flavor Aid instead of Kool Aid.
Don't drink the Flavor Aid.
Don't drink the Flavor Aid. However, the phrase implies an eager willingness, and while his followers expressed an eagerness to serve Jones in the beginning, it is unclear how many willingly drank the Flavor Aid containing cyanide.
Yeah, that's the thing is like if they didn't drink it, they'd be like shot anyways. So
Yep,
that's
so
hard.
it's like, all right, so number 2 on the list. I've never heard this saying,
Okay.
but the number 2 is the phrase going postal. And going postal usually implies a sort of fed upness with your current job. However, the term actually originates from a series of murders across the U.S. by multiple current and former employees of the United States Postal Service, who attacked predominantly fellow workers and managers at the USPS and committed mass murder.
I
All of these are dark.
okay. Yeah, I've never heard of this, either the story or I don't think the phrase either.
I don't think I've ever heard the phrase.
It's not commonly. Maybe like once here or there, but like not commonly.
Maybe I have heard it, but didn't know what it meant, so just kind of
Mm-mm.
was like, "Bleh."
Yeah, it's like
Didn't
okay,
know what it
whatever.
meant. Didn't know it, referenced mass murder by you
Yeah,
by your mail carrier.
great.
Great. So, these shootings took place between the years of 1970 and 1997 and were the subject of frequent conversation by commentators trying to determine the motivation of these shootings, which took place in multiple states across the country. So, that's it.
That's it. I
That's
feel like
all
we have
we
to go
got.
deeper into this one.
We're not going deeper. We're only dipping like the very tippy tip of our toe.
Okay, for
Yep.
this episode, then we can go maybe
Do we want
and
to though?
maybe
Because now
not.
I'm gonna be scared of the mail, and I don't want to be scared of the mail.
True. I know you want to know a story like the true crime story that freaked me out about getting packages for a long time.
The bomb was it the Unabomber?
Yeah. After I heard about
Oh
that, it
my
freaked me
god!
out
There's a
so
really
bad.
good podcast about the Unabomber. I
Okay.
don't remember what it's called,
Oh.
but it's by. I loved it. It was a great series. It was by Apple Podcasts and like Pineapple
Okay.
Street Studios or something. It's a
Okay.
great 6 hour, not 6 hour, 6 episodes or 8 episodes. Just a mini series. Just like one
Okay.
season. It was really good.
Okay. So they go
They
like in depth into
Oh yeah,
everything.
instead, they did what we don't do here, where they crossed their T's and they dotted their I's.
Yeah.
We don't
Okay.
do that here. We just kind of dip toes.
Yeah.
Yep, dip toes, and that's what we do. Dip toes and run our jaws, and that's what we do. No, it's flap our jaw.
Yeah. Flap your jaw. Yeah.
Yep, dip toes and flap our jaws. That's the Foolish Wanderers podcast.
I don't think I want that on a t-shirt.
I do.
Okay.
I have an art degree.
You may. Okay.
Ask me about physics. I have an art degree.
What's Newton's third law?
Who was it? Fig Newton?
No. Okay.
Is that the law of attraction? Fatal Attraction, starring Glenn Close. Who's
Yes,
what is
exactly.
it? Moving on to number
Moving on.
3. The phrase riding shotgun. I think I know
this
I
one.
think I know this one.
Yeah.
So it typically means that you're riding in the passenger seat of a car. But
Mhm.
back in the 1800s, your responsibility would have been a lot bigger than just picking the music. Riding shotgun derives from the phrase shotgun messenger, a passenger that typically rode along in stagecoaches or trains carrying particularly important shipments. These passengers would often ride with a sawed-off shotgun in case thieves tried to steal the cargo and shoot if necessary.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really funny that it was a sawed-off shotgun
Sawed-off shotgun.
because I thought it would just be like a shotgun, not just like a hardcore one
Yeah.
where it's like here.
They mean business.
You only see sawed-off shotguns in like the dire moments of action movies, like when they have to fortify shit down, like the
Yeah.
house, and they're like, we have no other weapons but this shotgun, and they saw it off, and there's like Rocky music playing in the background. That's like when you see them.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
suppose.
Stranger Things doesn't. Yeah, Stranger Things. Nancy has
Oh,
a sawed-off shotgun
Mm-hmm.
because they're trying to kill those demon things, demi-dogs. Yeah.
Nope.
See? Dire things. So I just think
Yeah.
it's funny that in the 1800s they were,
Sawed-off
sawed-off shotgun's gonna kill the thieves.
Have you I've seen there's like a series on YouTube. I think it's from I forgot what it is. It's like a British YouTube channel. Absolute History, that's what it is. They've done
Absolute history.
yeah, it's a really cool YouTube channel. But they have they reenact different things from history. And I'm pretty sure it's this channel that did a reenactment of what you'd see going into traveling through the woods, in the 1800s without a lot of electricity and stuff.
Interesting.
So they'd have your lantern, but that only goes a few feet. So everything else is pitch black. And so like you imagine like carrying a bank, like a big load of money on this like rickety carriage, right? Just made out of wood. And
I'd
you're like,
have to know.
yeah, so you gotta have a sawed-off shotgun
I would
because
have two if that was the
just double
case.
barrel.
They would double barrel just in my
Yep.
stomach and I'd hold them like.
Yup, like don't mess with me.
Oh
Yup.
my gosh, that's so icky. That's like
It's scary.
that's scary. That's like tingles on the back of my neck.
Yeah. Yup.
Ew. All right, moving on to number 4. We're halfway through this list, people. Halfway through it. Saying the phrase "God bless you" was quite as common in earlier times as it is today. However, during the Roman plague of 590, it became even more frequent to say "God bless you" to those who sneezed, as it would have been an early sign that they had the plague. However, some cultures actually consider sneezing to be good luck, which means that the phrase can carry some positive vibes too.
I think I heard about this when like in high school in religion class, people are like, why do you say God bless you when you sneeze? And it's like, oh, because the plague. Like, cool. Don't have the
I
plague.
always heard this weird one where they thought your heart stopped for a second when you sneezed.
I think it does, actually. Like it skips a little bit.
No way! Does it? It can't.
I think
There's no
so.
way. Wouldn't it, like, you die?
No.
I don't know.
Google. Pause for Google.
Pause for Google.
Does your heart stop when you sneeze? So when you sneeze, this is according to Google, the intrathoracic pressure in your body momentarily increases. This will decrease the blood flow back to your heart. The heart compensates for this by changing its regular heartbeat momentarily to adjust. However, the electrical activity of the heart does not stop during the sneeze. So like messes with it a little bit, but, like doesn't stop. Okay.
Yes!
Kendra got one right.
Art degree.
No physics. Woo.
No physics. No idea what Newton's freaking laws are. Don't need them. I don't need them. I don't need them. Number 5.
5.
The term blockbuster movie often refers to an incredibly popular feature film, usually still in theaters. However, the original meaning of blockbuster actually refers to a series of aerial bombs commonly used in World War II, named as such because they had the capability to destroy or bust an entire block. In the 1940s, the term began to oh my god, sorry. In the 1940s, the term began to be used to describe popular films.
See, I didn't know this one. Like, I thought it was just because people would be like packed on the block, like on the street.
That's what I thought.
I didn't think,
Blockbuster, like it would, yeah, because you'd want to go to the theater. Theater's
yeah,
so freaking small. They don't have those huge lobbies that have, like, the arcade with the restaurant in them. They're teeny
yeah.
little things. So yeah, you'd be around the block. That's what I thought too.
That's what I didn't know this. That's sad.
I bet it's a twofer.
Yeah, could be
2 for 1.
2-for-1.
Yep.
2-for-1 special. Come with your day to get a ticket free. I have coffee.
She has a, what did you call it? A PSL?
Yep, pumpkin spice latte.
Oh my god, okay. Alright, number 6. The original saying, "Jack of all trades," is typically used to describe someone who is very good at multiple things, and sometimes believed to be taken from the full idiom, "Jack of all trades, master of none." However, master of none wasn't part of the original saying, it was included in the 1700s. In some cases, the full quote is, "Jack of all trades, master of none," but oftentimes better than master of one, though this version is less common and has been more recently been added.
Yeah, I've heard the last one, first and the last. So like Jack of all trades. Yeah.
I've only heard Jack of all trades. Haven't heard any of that other stuff.
Really?
No.
Interesting.
I
Okay.
bet Ornery has.
On what?
I said I bet Ornery has.
Ornery. You sticker.
You're so confused. You're like, who's that
Ornery.
French fella? Who's Ornery?
Who's Ornery?
Sorry. All right, number 7. Here we go. 2. Get on one soapbox is typically used when someone is making an impromptu speech, though the original use of the phrase is much more literal. In the 19th century, it was common to see people on literal soapboxes or sturdy crates to elevate themselves as they gave speeches or passed out leaflets. I feel like everyone knew that. Like, I didn't need to have a
I
like
think
a little
once you,
paragraph.
I think once you like see movies and stuff with this happening in it, then I think it clicks. But otherwise, I don't know if I'd understand it if someone didn't explain it to me.
Good point.
I just imagine like in Newsies, they stand on like those crates to try to sell the papers.
I think of Tom Cruise on top of a apple crate.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, we're at number 8. Here we
Last
go.
one.
Last one. The phrase Stockholm Syndrome originated from a 1973 bank robbery in Stockholm, Sweden. Though he originally intended to only rob the bank, Jan Erik, I think it's Jan.
Young.
It's Jan, I think, instead of Jan. It looks, in America we would say Jan, but I know they wouldn't say Jan there. I think it's Jan.
Yeah.
Jan Erik Olsen held 4 bank employees hostage for 6 days.
Oh my
In
goodness.
exchange for their release, Olsen demanded a ransom, a getaway car, and the release of his incarnated friend. Oh my lord, not incarnated.
He come back from the dead. Ooh,
Ooh. I want him raised from the dead. Otherwise, these people are gonna get it.
They're gonna join him.
You better get me some. Get me a freaking. Who even raises people from the dead? Jesus?
Yeah.
You better get God the Father's Son
Oh.
down here on the cloud. You raise up my friend. Okay, he actually wanted the release of his incarcerated friend and fellow criminal Clark Olofsson. Wow, the police fulfilled his demands. Oh my gosh, that's so stupid.
They're gonna release his friend.
Yeah. Well, no, they were to get all of his stuff. They were like, okay, we'll get you your car, we'll get you your friend, we're gonna get you
Yeah.
your money.
Well, this is like 6 days in, and you got how many people? 4 employees. I guess like technically though, like if they played it right, they get him all this stuff, send him on his way, and they find him like a couple days later and capture him. Like they like follow him, you know. It's,
Who was it George W. Bush that was like, we do not negotiate with terrorists?
that sounds right, but I don't
don't
know
know.
for sure.
Who knows? Who cares? We're talking about Stockholm. We're talking about Jan.
Wow, Jan.
Talking about
Jan,
Jan, damn it. Jan.
Damn it, Janet.
Damn it, Janet. It's always about Jan. Jan. Actually, it's Marsha. But anyways, I flip-flopped the joke from the Brady Bunch. Little Jan Brady's jealous of her older sister Marsha because Marsha has longer hair and is more beautiful. And so she's like, it's always about Marsha. Marsha. And I said Jan, but it's not about Jan.
Yeah, he's about
Marsha.
Marsha.
Take this part out, it sucks. Oh. Okay, so while the police fulfilled his demands, they would not let Olsen leave with the hostages, resulting in a 6-day standoff.
So he wanted to take the hostages with?
I
That's
think
weird.
so. So
Okay.
during this time, the hostages began sympathizing with Olsen and Olofsson, claiming to be more afraid of the police than their captors. One hostage, Christina Einmark, actually blamed the police in a phone call and said, "We are discussing and, believe it or not, having a rather good time here."
Okay.
The Stockholm police later requested psychiatrist Nils, Swedish last name,
Niles Bjorts?
Bejerot. We'll just say Nils, Swedish last name, helps in analyzing the hostage's reaction, and Swedish last name doctor coined the term Stockholm Syndrome. So after the 6 days, the 2 men surrendered and none of the hostages were harmed. Psychiatrist Nils, Swedish last name, later coined the term Stockholm Syndrome to describe what he explained as the captors being brainwashed by their captors.
I guess like I have heard that some like term a lot, especially with like Beauty and the Beast. But
Ugh.
I know it's your favorite. But I guess I never understood where it came from. I thought it was, huh. For some reason, I had it in my head like it was just like a kidnapping. Not to say like that's any less awful, but I didn't think it was like a hostage situation.
I knew it was a hostage situation. I knew it
Okay.
was in Stockholm,
Okay.
but I didn't know it was like a bank robbery.
Okay.
And I didn't know that he had all this like list of demands.
Give me a
That
gun.
Jan wanted all this stuff.
Dang it, Jan.
Dang it, Jan. Should have just asked for more. Should have just gone like he got a car. He got his getaway car and his friend
His
released from prison.
friend.
Should have got like a nice meal, met the Queen of England, done all
I'd
this
be
other
like,
stuff.
yeah.
A puppy?
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah. I wonder though too, like what happened to the hostages like after they got released? Like how long did it take them to go back to normal?
I don't know. They must have seen Dr. Nils' Swedish last name for a while
Yeah.
to try and readjust. Scary.
That would be very scary.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, that's all I got. That's the end of our list.
Did you know that list?
Yep, that was the end of the 8 common phrases that we use sometimes. Sometimes we don't.
Sometimes we say Ornery wrong.
Sometimes we say Ornery wrong.
All right, Wanderers, thank you so much for listening and chilling out with us again for another Foolish Wanderers podcast. If you have any suggestions for future episodes, please feel free to email us at fwplisteners@gmail.com.
And as always, the FWP comes out weekly. New episodes.
Yes.
Starting now.
Yes, Wednesday or Thursday.
Wednesday or
depending.
Thursday, depending on where you live and how busy we are. Because we have lives.
Yes.
Yes. And the best way to support us is, of course, just listen. And if you want to, you can also leave a 5-star review. That helps us a lot as well. And share this with your friends.
Yes. Thank you so much, Wanderers, and we'll see you guys next time.
Ornery.